It's time for another episode of Left Hand Poetry. I'm your host and poet, Rob Murray. This week's poem comes from my book Blue. It's a slice of life called West End Street Scene, taken from some observations I happened to make while driving through the streets of my hometown. West End Street Scene. A rainy morning in late December. It's almost Christmas. But, save for a few lights on houses that are still lit, you would not be able to tell. Not just because it's raining. Because it is raining and 65 degrees 2 days before Christmas. This is not usual for Maryland. The streets are soaked with newly melted snow and rain puddles that were snowmen. Rivers of snow-packed imagination stream into storm drains. I'm driving home from the store after helping Mom carry a faulty microwave in for a return on this early morning 2 days before Christmas. Water drips from the power, phone, cable television lines that are loosely woven overhead, their black mesh seeming just this side of urban decay. There are other people in their cars, most of them driving to work, I'll wager, just keeping time till Christmas. Seems excepting retail and restaurants, most of the country winds down for this week every year. But as I drive home from the store, there is a woman on the curb who deliberately, with a look of displeasure that is obvious to me, even at a glance as I drive past. She deliberately, yet with the awkward throwing motion that so many unpracticed lobbers, myself included, seem to develop. She deliberately throws something at a second-floor window and walks back to her front door. I drive on. The radio plays and no one else is outside, lobbing objects at windows, and I am almost home. Or I'll put the coffee on and the dogs out. Again, that poem was West End Street Scene from my book Blue. If you enjoyed this poem, then be sure to visit my website, robertcmurray.com, and scroll down a bit past the information about my science fiction novel. There, you'll find this podcast and links to purchase any or all 3 of my poetry books. Also, please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. Thank you. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at LeftHandRob. I'm also on Facebook, facebook.com/RobertCMurrayPoet. And before I sign off, I'll once again say that all Black lives matter. And please visit my blog, lefthandrob.net, where you'll find links to donate to help support a variety of racial and social justice causes. And that's it for this edition. I'll see you next time for another installment of Left Hand Poetry.